I'm at 509 Craig Street in Covington, Kentucky, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. The access point is a PVC stack in the rear center of the basement. It should switch over to clay once it gets through the floor, unless it has been replaced. But based off the age of the house, I would expect clay all the way out to the main. So here is the clean out, and you can see there is the HVAC unit here, and there is the washer and dryer over there to the side. So once we get through the floor, it does look like it goes straight into clay. And so clay is a good material. It doesn't really degrade over time. The only issue is they were only in about 3-foot sections. And so there's just a lot of joints. And so the biggest, most common thing we find is root intrusion. Just due to all the, over the years, the packing in between the joints breaks down and the roots start getting in. Okay, it does look like we have a belly here. So we'll push through this and we'll see what we have on the other side here. If I can get through it. I may have to pull back and put a riser on the camera and go from there, because I don't think my camera's going to jump it, and I can't tell if that is an offset joint or if we are in. Looks like a pretty belly. Looks like from here it looks about 3/4 of the pipe. And so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to push forward into that, and I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to go locate exactly where this is to see if we can find where the problem is, where we're stopped, because it's pretty far out. It looks like we have a buildup of stuff here. And so, yeah, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to locate where this is. What up? Okay, so we're gonna pull back a little bit. It looks like it's going out the side of the house, right past the bathroom in here, and then going out underneath the steps on the side, on the left side of the house if you're facing the house. About halfway back. It looks like it's going out at an angle towards the front of the house, and that's where that spot is. It's right underneath the landing for the steps. And so we're going to pull back to where we come out of this water. And I'm going to get another locate to try to line it up. Now, bellies can allow flow, and they can allow the line to function, but this is looking like, based off of what I can see in the distance, I think there's some damage to the pipe. So I'm going to pause again here, get a locate, and then we're going to pull back, and I'm going to put a standoff on the camera and see if we can at least get a little closer to where that spot is. Alright, so we've located it. It's going out directly underneath the toilet paper holder in the basement bathroom, right next to the toilet, and that's kind of where we're sitting now. So the low spot seems like it is underneath the steps on the side of the house, is what it's looking like. So we're going to pull back and put standoff on the camera, and hopefully we can get a lot closer look at what's going on. We can get a better idea. So, put a little star end on it here. Hopefully we can get this to go down through the smaller clean out. And then should hold it in the center of the pipe. There we go. As we go, should be getting closer to the see where it's still holding under the water. But I mean, that's almost the entire diameter of the pipe there. And so what I think's happening is that we get through this area and then we get into a spot where we can't quite climb it. Wait a minute. Well, looks like we may have kind of cleared it for a second. But there's a lot of debris buildup right here, and you can see so it's able to get through the belly in the low spot, but there's a lot of buildup on the other side of this. So I'm gonna try to run some water. You can see it's draining off of the camera because it goes out and it's turning towards the street, making a left turn towards the street, and so it's falling closed. I think I just pushed through it. And so we'll keep going, and then hopefully we can rinse out and we'll be able to see on the way back. I did manage to get it to make it through it. But obviously we have a blockage on the front of the camera there, keeping us from being able to see. So hopefully we'll be able to get all the way out to the main. We'll rinse it off. We'll be able to see on the way back to inspect it better. Close to the main. The rest of this looks go.
What water?
Alright, so I did make it all the way out to the main. And so we're going to slowly pull back now. A little bit harder to see with the should be centered in the line, but that line is diving. Get into the main. So it's a little bit harder to see the bottom of the pipe with that standoff on there, but that was the only way we were able to get through that low spot.
I see.
So hopefully as this levels out, see a little bit better. I can't tell whether this is still all holding water. Let's see if we can, here we go. Try to look a little bit lower. Sometimes pushing back and forth. Yeah, you can actually see the whole diameter of the pipe. And so this doesn't look bad, but as we're dragging back, it's going to hold it facing closer to the top of the pipe. So there is the connection or clean out. And so I am going to pause the video here and get a locate of that and see if it's one of the exterior storm drains or if it's a downspout or something like that. But it would give us, it might be able to give easier access to go backwards and check out the damage from the opposite direction. Alright, so that just is the connection for the front downspout. If you're looking at the house, it's the front left corner of the house. There's a downspout, and that's just coming over and coming into the line right there, dropping in. So we can kind of push a little bit back and forth, and we can get a good look at the line, even though it's mostly a lot closer to the roof of the pipe. There's a little break. It's not much. It's a pretty small hole. Don't know if that'd be worth digging up. I don't see any. Well, here you go. There's a lot of there's a lot of buildup there in the bottom of the pipe. You can see whether or not that's not getting in where that hole was. But you can see all the buildup in the pipe. That's probably getting in where that other break was, and so you can see that hole. I'm going to go ahead and mark this outside with some with a green dot of paint, just so they know it's there. I don't think this is what's causing all the debris in the pipe. I think that's that spot earlier that we were able to get past, but it's a pretty big, I think based off of what we're seeing here, there's probably a pretty great deal of, a pretty big amount of damage done to the pipe there. So again, we're going to pause and locate this spot. Okay, so we did mark this with a green dot and a little flag. It's about 7'3" to the invert, or to where the camera's sitting. So, but I don't think that, you know, all this buildup here is not from that spot. I believe that that's where it's just buildup. I think the pipe is broke, and it's there's another break. There's another big hole in the top of the pipe. So yeah, the pipe is broke in multiple locations. We'll stop and locate this real quick also. Alright, so we've located this spot. It is still about 7 foot deep underneath the walk in the to the left side of the house. It still didn't look like that was, it may be coming up, I mean it's pretty deep, but it didn't look like there was any sinking or anything going you know, going on under the walkway yet, but it is, you know, 7 foot deep. You can see all the buildup in the area, so I would think that that's coming from that other hole. I'm trying to get it to look down through it. Were you here for the whole inspection? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here's another break, and we're going to go ahead and locate this one also. Okay, so this is underneath the top of the steps. It's we're about 10'7" from the top of the steps, and that is where that hole is. And then as we get back, if it did drain, we should be coming back to that spot that had a little bit of problems, where we had problems getting through. Here it is, right here, actually. And so that's where it takes the first 45, and then I think the entire 45 sunk. You can see I'm getting out of it right there. And then this was right at the house. And so you would have to dig it up underneath those steps and come back to the house. It does look like it is open for flow, but there is a lot of buildup and some holes in the top of the pipe. And I obviously had some trouble getting through it. Without having something centering the camera, I couldn't even get past the turn due to just all the buildup of debris that's in here because of it being sunk. And you can see at that hole, right as we turn, it drops off, and that's where my camera would not get past because that 45 has sunk. So it's a corner. So it's probably a double 45. Maybe it comes out at an angle and 45s again, or just 45s, because there's another hole right there. So we'll and so this will probably be the last locate, but we're going to pause here and locate this spot. I believe this is right under the floor in the bathroom here in the basement. Okay, so this is 2'10". This is the spot that's basically right underneath the toilet paper holder in the basement bathroom. There's some more right next to that. And so really the main issue here is that spot underneath the outside steps that is causing it to, you're getting a lot of dirt and mud buildup in the line. And then the spot that's sunk there at the 45s, that's a big issue because the whole line sunk. And then with the holes, you're getting a bunch of debris in the line. So we're all the way back and out of the pipe now, and to summarize, there were multiple locations with holes in the top of the pipe. There were a couple that were small and minor and didn't look like they were actively causing issues, but the main problem there is that the double 45, as it exits the house, it looks like that whole section has sunk, and it's causing a buildup along with the holes in the top of the pipe, that's allowing in the earth around the pipe and building up dirt and mud inside the line. And so I'm going to recommend that this be repaired, but I'm going to recommend that they have a couple different estimates get done by licensed plumbers to see what this would all entail. And but this would definitely need to be repaired to be able to be used regularly, and not be worried about constant backups. So that'll end the inspection at 509 Craig Street in Covington, Kentucky.